Hey guys, what's up? It's Barbecue Forte from UnitedQ. It's Wednesday, which means we've got another awesome podcast to get you over hump day. I'm here with my co-host Dan.
What's up?
And we're brought to you by ProQ, Barbecue Gourmet and Smokewood Shack, our awesome sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing quality smoking products with top-notch service and free advice for beginners to pitmasters. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you're thinking about buying your first smoker or looking to upgrade, or even looking to pick up some epic accessories, check them out over at Max Barbecue. Barbecue Gourmet is devoted to promoting real barbecue and supplying the UK and Europe with top-notch championship-winning rubs, sauces, marinades and accessories from the United States and around the world. You can find them on Twitter and online under Barbecue Gourmet. Regardless of how you cook, whether it's on charcoal, wood, gas or electric, the real taste of summer can be yours all year round. And on today's show, we have Kelly Bramill. Hello, Kelly.
Hiya.
You all right?
I'm fine, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for being on.
What happened to remind myself out?
What have you done, Dan?
I forgot what I was.
1 second. Hello, 1 second. Right, we are here with Kelly. Can you introduce yourself again?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
We're fine, thanks. This is long awaited. We've wanted you on the show for a long time now. We're finally getting you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I can't believe I'm following, well, I don't know when you're going to be releasing this, but Christian was on last week. I was actually
He was indeed, yeah.
I was thinking to myself, God, what do they want to speak to me for?
We've been dreaming of the good life for a while now, and we've been trying to get you on, but you've been too elusive for us, and now we've managed to tie you down. It's time to get chatting.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, the barbecue world for you, you're new to the barbecue scene, but you're already making quite a storm in this world. Do you want to tell us about how you got into barbecue in the first place?
Well, through childhood and obviously adulthood, we've always had barbecues, but, you know, just those couple of days a year when the sun shines and you burn some sausages and burgers and just the usual stuff. Dad always used to do the barbecues at home when I lived back home with my brother and mum and dad, and he stood out in all weathers with big golfing umbrella and over the open grill. He was actually a very good barbecuer, but I mean just your grilling, the usual sort of stuff. And we've always had a barbecue since we've been married, Dan and I. But again, just when the sun shines and we sit out and have a barbecue rather than just cooking on a barbecue. And then last year, I got into my head that I wanted to make my own hot smoked salmon. So I referred to my Bible, which is YouTube. I refer to that for absolutely everything.
Yeah,
so good. Such a good resource.
For everything as well. It's not just barbecue, just everything in the world. If you want to know how to do anything.
YouTube made me a qualified electrician in like 5 minutes.
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
Rewired my whole house.
Not qualified, but...
Yeah.
Well, I went on and obviously searched for hot smoked salmon, you know, how to do it, and up popped all these videos of people using their kettle barbecues and various other contraptions to make hot smoked salmon. So I said to Dan, I said, look, well, I actually texted him, I said, my husband Dan, that is, I texted him and said, Dan, I'm going to need to buy a new barbecue. Because the one we had was a little one from a supermarket. It was a tiny little thing. And I thought, no, these guys know what they're doing, and they're using bigger kettle barbecues. And I texted him and said, I'm going to need to buy a new barbecue. So the response I got back was, yeah, love, whatever. So I popped onto the garden centre and picked up a Weber 57 kettle.
Yeah.
And the very first thing that I cooked on it was this hot smoked salmon. I did 2 fillets. That was it. 2 fillets, and they turned out absolutely fabulous. And I was just like, right, what else can I cook on this barbecue? Because obviously I stumbled across all sorts of other videos for smoking various different things on a kettle barbecue whilst I was looking for the hot smoked salmon recipe. And that was it then. So I cooked actually quite a bit of stuff on it before I then stumbled across the British Barbecue Society Facebook page on Facebook. So I joined that and realised that I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. because I was reading these. I didn't post immediately. I was reading all these threads and thinking, what are they talking about? What's a UDS? And
yeah, it's all a new language, isn't it?
I was like, and I thought, well, I'm not posting a comment and asking what that means, so I'll Google it. So, so I Googled UDS and I thought, oh wow, that's amazing. An ugly drum smoker, that's something else, but that looks really complicated. And then there was all sorts of other stuff getting talked about, and I posted a few photographs. I'd done a roast pork on the Weber, and I did some ribs before I really knew what I was doing with ribs. And yeah, basically just got immersed in this completely new world of food. I mean, I've always cooked, but, I loved cooking, but this was just, it hooked me right from the very beginning. And I'm not sure why, really. I just love cooking outdoors. And then, obviously, I heard or I saw somebody mention the Country Wood Smoke Facebook page and joined that as well. And basically just, it's all the experience. The experience of the people on these forums and people who've got blogs and websites, it's just something else. I mean...
It takes over your news feed, though, doesn't it? On my Facebook now, there's nothing apart from food in it.
I've kind of sort of lost touch with all my normal friends.
Yeah, I don't know any of them. I don't know what's going on with anyone else's life, but I know what you cooked for dinner last night.
Loads of barbecue went on.
Yeah, I think I know more about the guys on the Facebook forums now than I do about the rest of my Facebook feed, because you talk about, it's not just barbecue you're talking about as well. It's all sorts of other things. You realise people have got kids and what's going on in their lives because of what they're cooking, and it's great.
We found really so many barbecue guys are also into IT as well. So it's like almost like it's like a thing that goes along with barbecue is probably also an IT guy.
IT's not my strong point, I'll be honest.
No, your
website's doing all right though.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, WordPress it does that all for you.
It's a good.
It took me a while to figure it out. Because I actually registered the page 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just with the title, and the aim of it was, at the time, when we lived in my last house, I grew my own vegetables, we had chickens, and the idea was to become as self-sufficient as possible. And Dreaming of the Good Life, the blog, was initially going to be all about that. I mean, how I'm trying to get the family to be as self-sufficient as possible, rearing our own meat just for the family, growing our own vegetables, trying to fill the fridge and the freezer with stuff that we've grown ourselves rather than, going to the supermarket. I love the butchers, don't get me wrong, but, going to the supermarket and buying meat that you don't really know where it's come from. Because animal welfare, I do like to think that I'm, a supporter of good husbandry practices and stuff like that, where I can. But obviously we've got a young family, and sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you nip into the supermarket and you buy.
It's convenient, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I kind of wanted to get away from that. So that's what the blog started out as being. But when I registered the name, I sat there and thought, well, who wants to read about what I'm doing? So at the time, I didn't have much confidence in myself, so I put it to one side and completely forgot about it. And then,
so did you go down that route then? Did you start rearing your own sort of cattle?
Well, we had chickens, and that was about as far as we got, Dan, I'll be honest, because Dan and I tend to launch ourselves from one project to another.
Yeah. I think you've moved house like 3 times since you've been on Facebook, haven't you?
It's been kind of crazy. We built our first house, then we decided we were never going to build another house ever again because it's so stressful, and now doing it again. So, so it's all kind of
up in the air. Lesson.
We know we didn't learn our lesson. It's very exciting, but at the moment I'm sitting in a pretty much empty house because all our possessions have just gone to storage the other week, and we're moving onto site where the house is, half built, I'd say, and we're going to be living in our caravan. So no, we didn't really get around to raising our own meat, but the new place has got an acre. We've managed to secure an acre with it, which currently has got all our building materials sitting in it. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but the plan is 2, I'll get a polytunnel on there and start off with a few goats and
A little small hold going on.
yeah, just a little bit of it. Yeah,
With your newfound freedom, you've put down the handcuffs, and your newfound freedom, it would be
I've dropped the handcuffs. I have. That was a big move. 14 years in the police, and just recently, I wouldn't say retired. I handed in my notice. Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah,
I love being in the police.
Exciting.
Don't get me wrong. Say again.
Massively exciting. It's great to see that you just took the plunge and are going to go for it, and like your husband's there to support you, and you're helping him with his business, and then that's freed up a lot more time for you to pursue what you're sort of dreaming of, the good life.
Yeah, I mean, family is my motivation. I mean, I don't really do it for anybody else apart from me, Dan, and the kids. I love to cook. I love to feed people. I'm like you, Dan. And you, Ben, I would have imagined.
Yep.
I like to feed people, and it's nice to see the kids enjoying what they're eating and knowing that you've made it, from scratch. And Dan he supports me in absolutely everything. All my harebrained schemes that I want to do, he's always there saying, yeah, love, whatever you want to do, that's fine.
Good.
So he, it's been on the cards.
Every good husband should.
Yeah, well, a happy wife is a happy wife, as you say.
Exactly.
But, I mean, it's been on the cards. Me leaving the police has been on the cards for a few years now. It's not just getting into barbecue and the blog and everything. It's nothing to do with it. My whole viewpoint of the police changed a few years ago. I'll not get into the details, but so it has been on the cards, and we've just recently been fortunate enough that Dan said, if you still want to leave, I was actually going back to work after having Lily, my youngest. She'll be 18 months in a couple of months.
I love seeing some of the pictures of her like devouring some barbecue. It's epic.
Yeah. I was going back to work after having her, and Dan said, "Listen, if you still want to leave, just hand in your notice." So he didn't have to ask me twice.
Yeah.
I
done it.
I ran down to the station with my resignation letter firmly in hand. But no, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's given me a lot of more time with the family and being able to help Dan with the business. It's really feels like a proper family venture now. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome.
The good life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great that you had both the girls with you rock pooling the other day.
Oh, it was great. Lily strapped to my back, bless her. But yeah, everything I saw there, I thought, I bet I could smoke that.
Yeah.
I wonder what smoked winkles are like. Because honestly, there was so much stuff, and I was like, we couldn't. All the massive crabs were all hiding under the rocks, or under like these, in places that we couldn't get to. Daisy's trying to dig them out with the end of a fishing net. But no, there wasn't an awful lot to eat. But it was a great day. It was really nice weather.
Awesome.
Really nice.
Even like just down to the seaweeds and stuff. There's some awesome stuff you can forage from, like the rock pools and stuff like that.
I really need to do a bit of research on what you could get from the seashore, actually, because Arbroath, where we were yesterday, has got just it's a great place. Great rock pool.
It's like Samphire around here.
Yeah,
Samphire in the supermarkets, it's been on a few cooking programs, and they start charging you like 15 quid for it. But I go down to my local beach, and it's growing right up the rock face, like millions of the stuff.
So fortunate.
I'm like, I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, I never saw any Samphire right enough, but
like mussels the other day. I mean, just stuff like that's free and readily available to like everyone. Just walk down to the beach, rip them straight off the rocks, filled up a few carrier bags, back to the caravan, cleaned them up a bit, and just straight on. And like,
I love free. You've got to love free.
Yeah,
the
best price.
Yeah, yeah, I love a good porridge. It's great.
Yeah,
I've been trying to find wild garlic actually, and I'm struggling around here at the moment. I used to know some really good places, but I've not really had the chance just with everything that's been going on.
Yeah, no, wild garlic's another one for me as well. I'm lucky enough, like a friend of mine in her back garden doesn't use it, but in her back garden's just got like wild garlic growing for fun. So she's like, come around anytime. So I'm like climbing over her fence and just getting bags full of wild garlic, like a wild garlic pesto or something like that. You just can't beat it.
We're a bit far away from you though, down here in Plymouth.
Yeah, I'll send you up some, but I don't know how it would go.
And post me some up.
Yeah.
We had, I used to make, at the last house, we used to make sloe gin, and we had I I thought of it as a closely guarded secret. The sloes were growing off literally right across from the house, and I used to go with my eldest with buckets and fill it up with sloe berries and then make sloe gin for Christmas. It was fab.
Yeah, I love sloe gin. It's
Yeah.
I was so annoyed. My partner Sarah, she ruined a whole bottle of gin trying to make sloe gin. She didn't clean the berries or like disinfect the berries or something.
Right.
So like the sloe gin like ended up
mold
in it and stuff like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, so a whole bottle of gin down the drain. Just to say I was
drink
pretty
it
good.
anyway?
Yeah, sieved out the mould and just drank it anyway. But pretty weird hangover.
Blackcurrant vodka's another one that I made. I grew blackcurrants, loads of blackcurrants in the last garden. That was great as well. That's so easy drinking though. It's dangerous, really dangerous.
Yeah.
Nice.
But a tip for sloe gin I got off somebody was that it's best if you freeze your berries first.
Okay.
And they tend to make a better gin, seemingly. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, anything was better than what I got.
Mould all over it.
Yeah, she's going to kill me when she hears this, but
She's not going to listen.
I'll blame it on Ben.
Ben said that.
How does Ben know about your sloe gin incident? I don't know. So what are you cooking on at home then?
I have got the 57 kettle that I started off with. That's just the premium one. I should have really gone and spent a little bit more money and got the master touch, but like I said, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I still have
great place to start those still.
Yeah, same. I started the exact same thing.
Yeah, I still have my little supermarket kettle, which has ended up being a bit of a donor.
So does Ben? Ben uses it to as a charcoal starter, where he puts his chimney starter on it.
Yeah, it's great when you've got loads of people there and you can use it as a fire pit and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I've got that. I've got the kettle, the big kettle. I've got a Weber Go Anywhere, which is great. Dan built me a cold smoker out of a drum, so I've got a dedicated cold smoking UDS, if you like.
Awesome.
And I have a Bristol drum smoker, which Danny built for me, which is fab.
A lot of Dan's going on here.
There is a lot of Dan's.
Drawn to the Dans.
Yeah, Danny Hawke, which I should mention, of Bristol drum smokers. I got one of his drums very early on when he started selling them, and I've recently got myself a Thuros tabletop grill. That's fabulous.
Yeah, what do you think of that? I was cooking. I was at Burnham-on-Sea Food Festival at the weekend, and we're doing a lot of cooking on that at the time. I really liked it, and everyone was coming over and saying, like, "Where's that? Where do I get one of these from?"
Were you cooking on a cater, Ben, or did you have the tabletop?
No, just the tabletop one.
The tabletop's brilliant. Yeah. I love it, and it looks so nice as well. And it's the only barbecue that I own that I have any sort of compulsion to clean. Because it cleans up really nice.
Yeah, they're saying that you can just put it in the dishwasher,
put it in the sink.
You?
Yeah, well, I've not got a dishwasher at the moment.
I don't either, but that's what I've been told.
But yeah, I mean, it just
I do.
Fits in the kitchen sink. Not that I've washed it very often after the first couple of times.
I have a dishwasher called Sarah.
Oh, you're going to get down now. You're losing it now.
I didn't mean that at all. I apologise.
Digging yourself out now. This is not good.
Now then.
Have you got what attachments have you got for your Thuros? Because I was using the kebab one on top of it.
I've got the kebab attachment, which I use on top, which is brilliant, but it's great for just doing a couple of dirty steaks in as well without anything.
Yeah.
Just take the cooking grate off and the kebab attachment. But the kebab attachment is great for us. I mean, we do quite a lot of midweek grilling, and that is... I've just recently done a couple of recipes for some kebabs.
Yeah, we've got a bit of something going around, the Kelly kebab.
Yeah.
Oh.
Becoming a bit of a thing. I was drunk the other night, walked into the kebab shop and said, "Can I have a Kelly kebab?" I don't know, that's crazy, but I don't know.
Oh, people have really taken that recipe to heart, really. It's got such a great response, and I'm really, really grateful for everybody who's tried it. It really does
everybody's
make me smile.
tried it.
Well, it really makes me smile. You see, when somebody tries a recipe. See, I started the blog again. I was encouraged to start the blog as a food blog, really, by Marcus Borden. He didn't say go away and do a blog. It sort of gave me the confidence to, put down some recipes on not on paper, but
digital
actually,
paper.
well, yeah, it starts off on paper always, but so he gave me the confidence to sort of, no, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, and if nobody reads it, that's fine. At least, the girls, my daughters, will have a record of, what their mum liked to do, if anything ever happens.
Yeah.
And I've got a great big lever arch file in the kitchen. We call it the file, and it's got all our favourite family recipes, and not necessarily just barbecue. In fact, there's no barbecue in there at the moment.
Sure, you can add some.
Yeah, well, I'd planned on maybe typing it up onto Word and doing it nicely, and then the blog sort of is a nice way of doing it because you can you've got photos on there, and I hope the girls like cooking as much as I do when they get older, and they can look back at it, hopefully, if it's still there, and see what Mum liked to cook.
Well, once it's on the internet, it's there forever.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
See, Marcus is just such a catalyst of good things, and just a great supporter of the UK sort of food scene and barbecue scene, and
absolutely,
just a cracking guy. I mean, we were with him the other weekend again, cooking with him, and
most weekends recently.
Yeah. Just such a great guy, and such a just positive person, and just really behind a lot of people, which is great to see.
So encouraging. Sometimes you need someone to pick you up by the arms and the legs and actually just chuck you in the deep end and say, you know what, you can do this.
Yeah.
Because it's quite easy for me to sit back and think, you know what, nah, I'm no good at that, and nobody's going to want to read this blog. And he's been so supportive and inspirational as well. I mean, there's so much inspiration I've gained from both the British Barbecue Society page and Country Wood Smoke page. I mean, there's so much experience, so much passion for food on there, and people wanting to share the knowledge that they have with other people, rather than saying that's my way of doing it, I'm not going to tell anybody else about it. But it's fab. He's been great, and we went for dinner a while back actually to Kew in Aberdeen, and I took Dan, my husband, and Simon Richardson came along as well. He's one of the forum members.
Yeah, we know Simon.
Yeah, he stays not far away from me at all, which is great because we're quite close.
Cool.
And we all went for dinner up there and literally didn't stop talking about barbecue for a good couple of hours. It's great.
It's weird that two people barbecue in Scotland. I thought it was way too cold up there to do that, but it's good that you have another friend.
Yeah, we do. I do have another friend, yeah. There's not that many of us here. But yeah, no, it's nice. It was great. And encouraging, and I thought, no, you know what, I'll do this blog. It's going to be fine.
And it's more than fine.
Well, I say that's
fantastic.
If nobody reads it, that's fine. But it's doing really well. I'm really, really happy and grateful to everybody who even just takes a second to pop over there and have a look. And if it's not for them, that's fine. And if it is,
it will be.
No, it's been fab. It's been just like a whirlwind the last 12 months. It's nearly pretty much 12 months to the day that I bought that weather barbecue, and lots and lots.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy anniversary!
Happy barbecue anniversary! Yeah,
what a good day.
Yeah.
And now you're involved with Marcus and the team with the barbecue mag.
Yeah, how cool's that?
It's awesome.
I was really nervous, though. Really, really nervous. Coming up with recipes. I mean, I'm great at following recipes. Yeah, I like to tweak them. I don't usually ever follow a recipe to the letter. But since starting up the blog and developing recipes and stuff like that, it's really exciting. I'll be sat there watching TV and turn around and think, I'll say, Dan, ginger. Need to marinate chicken and ginger, or use it as a glaze, and he's like that, bouncing ideas off him because he loves cooking as well. So many things have come about from a glass of wine and chatting to my husband.
Well, I get inspiration all the time. Like whenever we're out anywhere, at a restaurant or something, you just see like
normally
an
just
element
rings me up and I give him inspiration all the time.
That was mate. Sorry.
You're so inspirational, Dan.
Well, it's been said a few times. Yeah,
you've said it yourself a few times, but no one else has really said it yet.
I'm trying to wait till someone else. I'm trying to get other people to say it. If I keep saying it enough,
I think Kelly might have just said it then. Actually. We'll cut that bit out, and we're going to use that.
I've got that on record.
Yeah.
I do. That's it. I can give up now. Someone said it.
But yeah, we get inspiration all the time from like everything. It doesn't have to be barbecue, does it? You just go out to a restaurant or you see something somewhere in any
even like walking into the fishmongers and seeing what's good, you know, seeing what's nice on the day, and you think, it's like I was at the farmers market just the last time it was on in Forfar, and Forfar's where I stay, and they had these humongous tuna steaks, and they looked fantastic, and they were really fresh, and I thought, right, they're going on the sauce when I get home. And we did them with chimichurri sauce and some asparagus, so it was fabulous. And not necessarily a recipe as such, but just need to cook what's good, don't you?
Yeah, it looked awesome, that post, actually. I haven't cooked tuna steaks for a while, and it really got me going. I was like, yeah, definitely got to do that.
I was impatient. I needed to heat the grill up a bit more than I had, but no, it was fabulous. It was really nice. And you could just taste how fresh it was. I love using my fishmonger. I'd much rather do that than buy from the supermarket. You don't know how long it's been sat there for.
No.
Yeah, only 6 weeks. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's fine. It's been on the shelf for a week. It's still right.
We've been spraying it with water for the last 2 hours. It's all right.
It's got ice cubes with it, isn't it?
Yeah. I've painted it with some smoke, so it's all right. Yeah. Dyed it orange, and it's good.
I've digressed a little bit. We were talking about recipe development, but yeah, the barbecue mag thing was an eye-opener for me, because of, developing recipes is very different to following a recipe, for me anyway. So I was a bit nervous about how it'd go down, but the beef cheek recipe one of the recipes that I posted or put in the magazine was actually inspired by a conversation with Paul Walker one very rainy day at the back end of last year, and it was a theoretical ready steady cook. He'd come on and he'd sort of written down these are the ingredients that you've got, and he challenged me and Steve Hayes to come up with a recipe with these ingredients, and it was something like chocolate, beef cheeks. There was other bits and pieces there that he'd written down, and he challenged us to come up with a recipe.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah, well, I had to come up with these beef cheek tacos, and it was really good fun. There was nothing going on. I mean, I think the weather all over the country was just really, really rubbish.
It's particularly bad in Scotland, then, I guess.
Oh, you know what? It's just when it's bad elsewhere, it's really bad up here. No, I'll take that back actually, because we actually do get some really great weather. If you're happy with wrapping up warm, then the weather's fine. It's great, because I mean the produce we've got up here as a result of our climate is some of the best in the country. I mean, the berries that we get up here are, I mean, I think they're sought after in London. The strawberries and raspberries and stuff. A lot of it gets sent through to London because it's the best in the country. Well, I'm sure Scotland will argue it's the best. But Angus in particular, where I stay, that's a major part of our farming produce.
Yeah.
As well.
Have you ever tried Ayrshire potatoes?
I haven't.
They are the best potatoes in the world. They're so good, in fact, that Ayr don't export them. There's not enough.
They just keep them for themselves.
Keep them for themselves.
That's a really good idea.
They're fantastic.
I'll have to try and source some of those.
Often,
I've digressed again, but yeah, Paul Walker was a big inspiration.
Don't think I'm helping.
We digress all the time. That's what we do.
I do. You know what? Yeah, I could. Go off on a tangent all over the place. But yeah, so since that theoretical game of Ready Steady Cook, I couldn't stop thinking about these tacos. I thought I'm really gonna have to make them. So I literally from scratch came up with a recipe for those, and wow, they were really good. Really
Sound
good.
epic.
The beef on myself.
So what goes into that then? Do you want to give us a lowdown on the recipe?
Yeah. Oh, gosh,
Test
I've written down somewhere. It's always written down. I smoked the beef cheeks to start with like a coffee rub, which is salt, pepper, and fresh ground coffee. So they get smoked. I do them on the drum. They get smoked for about 3 hours. and then I put them in a braising liquid, which is beef stock, with sliced onions, a chopped up carrot, and then there's basically a spice paste, which has got cocoa powder and various other bits and pieces in there. So it's a version of a mole sauce, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they braise away, covered with foil in that for another 3 to 4 hours, until the beef cheeks are literally falling apart. Not so you can slice them past that. You just keep going until they literally fall apart, and they're just so gorgeous. It's just the most incredible piece of meat that I've discovered since, obviously, speaking to Paul about them. And then you just reduce the sauce down, blitz the vegetables into the sauce, and it gives you this really rich, dark, thick sauce to put on the tacos, and then just stick guacamole and whatever else you like on the tacos. And it's just fabulous.
Awesome. Sounds great.
So hungry.
Yeah, they're really, really, really good. The beef cheeks on their own are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that. Have you had a beef cheek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're great. They really are great. But, I mean, forget about timings and internal temps. You've got to just let them go until they're ready, because I think it was 210 Fahrenheit internal temperatures, the ones that I had on the last time, until they were ready. You just keep probing them until
they are absolutely lush, and they just melt all, just you cut them open, and it's just like...
It's just because it's one of the hardest working muscle in the animal, all the connective tissues. They just go like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just such a different texture to a piece of meat than I've ever had before. It's great. A little bit like your oxtail, it goes like gelatinous, but it just seems beefier. Have I lost you, though?
Sorry. We'll have to cut that bit. No, it wasn't your fault. That was Dan's fault.
Ben's actually just crying with laughter. Right, so who influences most of your cooks? Is it literally like a family thing where you're literally mum and you are planning out the family cooks of the week, or you go to the butchers and it's like, this and this?
Because I don't get to stand by the barbecue and just, left to my own devices. I've got the baby to sort out, and I've got Daisy school runs, and she's got after school activities, and because I'm like the barbecue and the mum, I kind of have to just go with whatever time I've got, which is, and I've learned over the last 12 months not to get strung out and hung up on times and temperatures, and just relax and enjoy it and cook it. Because, I could just say, you know what, I'm just going to do it on a Saturday afternoon, but I like cooking outdoors so much that I will grill throughout the week, and I'll probably just do very quick grills midweek, like maybe a steak for Dan and I, or just do some chicken skewers for the kids, and at the weekends, if I do have time, if Dan's not working, because he does work an awful lot, and I've got him in the house as well to kind of keep an eye on the kids, I'll do something a little bit more involved, but it's just whatever takes my fancy, really.
I'm just the same, to be honest. It's just like in the week, you just, whatever you would normally be cooking in the week, you just cook those things on the barbecue, and it's fine. Yeah. But you can plan your longer ones for the weekend when you've got the time to do it. Exactly, yeah. I've not cooked a roast in the oven for the last 12 months. No, I haven't either.
And I don't think I will ever again, unless I'm forced to.
I say that to people, if people haven't had roast potatoes off the barbecue before, it's like you never want to go back to a normal roast potato, do you?
Pudding. No, I think it was Rich Holden said something that rang very true with me. Just, there's a difference between having a barbecue where you're all sitting outside and, as like a gathering, and to cooking on a barbecue, which I just use my barbecues, the various different barbecues, as an extension of my kitchen, and I don't really think about them as, oh, I'm barbecuing tonight.
Yeah, I loved it when he said that as well. That really rang true to me as well.
Yeah, it rang so true with me, and I thought, yeah. And you know what? I've used that line with so many people now who look at me like I'm stupid when I say, you know, I barbecue a lot, and I barbecue through the winter, and they're like, what? And it's one of the girls at work, and before I left, actually, we were chatting about it. She'd come into the office on one of my last nights, actually, and we were chatting about barbecuing, and I just said, you know, there is a difference between having a barbecue and cooking on a barbecue, and I just think of it as another oven, and I've got quite a few of them. Or, you know, your grill. It's just, and it's nice. You like the coals. You know, I go back inside. I sort out the kids' pack lunches for tomorrow, or you know, make Dan sandwiches for work the next day, and then go outside, stick something on the barbecue, and it's just, you don't have to stand over it either.
No, I think my Christmas day this year was probably our least stressful Christmas day ever. And that was because the meat was just outside and we had all that space in the kitchen to carry on doing other stuff.
I did the turkey on the rotisserie, snap. And you're not trying to juggle space in the oven or... Yeah, you know, it turned out a really great Christmas day, actually.
Yeah. I had all 3 meats going out on the Pro Q, one of my Pro Qs, and then in the pan I had the bloody roast potatoes go in and all the juices dripping down. It was just the most epic Christmas dinner ever.
Yeah, it was great. It's the first Christmas I've done on the barbecue, and every single Christmas from now on is going to be done.
Yeah. December was a good time for me, actually, because it's my birthday, then my brother's birthday, then Christmas, 20th, 22nd, 25th. So I wanted a barbecue, so I barbecued for myself for my birthday. My brother wanted a barbecue, so I barbecued for him on his birthday. And then we barbecued Christmas dinner, and it was like 3 epic feasts of barbecue in a row. I was like, yes.
And New Year.
And New Year, where you have to barbecue again, obviously.
I used Jackie Waite's brine, epic brine.
Yeah, everyone got involved with that, didn't they?
Oh, it was incredible. It was the most... I'm a strong believer in brine. I know there are people out there who say it brings nothing to the meat, but if you tasted the flavour of that meat, or any brine, any flavoured brine, really, I think you just, you know, I mean, I think you've done a taste test, haven't you, Dan, where you put, in front of your family.
There was 4 different lots, and there was 4 lots of like trays, and they all had the same rubs across them all. Yeah. But 3 trays had been brined in different brines, and 1 tray hadn't been brined at all. And the brines won every single blind flavour test for everything over the unbrines. The unbrines didn't win anything.
No, so it does impart. I think it does impart a lot of flavour. I mean, I use my go-to one really because I have all the ingredients there on hand. Is a herby, lemony brine that I do for chicken now. It's just got whatever fresh herbs I've got outside my kitchen door, whole lemons, and obviously your salt, sugar, water mix, and I use that all the time, and it's great. It really does make a difference.
So it can be so simple, like people. I mean, a basic brine of just literally salt and water. I mean,
I mean, and that in itself is great.
Yeah,
I do like to add a bit of flavour in there as well.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, that is, one of the great things about a brine. But then, for something like, for instance, sweet corn, I hit sweet corn up with just a salt water brine, and then it's like it's an Iranian street food, and you grill it directly over charcoal, and it just absolutely is incredible.
I heard you talking about that with someone else on one of these podcasts, and I thought to myself, I've got to do that. I still have yet to do that, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's just it's so simple, but it just makes the sweet corn like unreal. Yeah,
and sweet corn's great anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, can't beat it on the barbecue.
I'm going to have to do that this weekend. Actually, I'm going to have to do some this weekend.
So, are you a make your own rub girl, or are you a commercial rub girl?
I started off. I will make up a general purpose rub for chicken, which has got no heat in, and it's quite a herby rub. I'll do that, and I'll generally keep a jar of that in the cupboard, but that's just for shoving on basically chicken lollipops, which we really love. I've got a recipe for that on the blog, and the rub for that is one that I do make myself. However, there's that many fabulous rubs that are produced by people that we all know now, that I just think that for me it's convenience, and also it's a far superior product than I can actually make at home. So I think, well, why not?
Again, sometimes you just like, to make up a rub, you need to go and buy a jar of this, jar of that, jar of this, jar of that, tub of this, tub of that. And like you said, convenience, and just the fact that actually to make up a rub recipe can cost you like 25 quid by the time you've bought all your spices. Luckily enough, most of us have a good pantry full of stuff.
I mean, my spice collection is ridiculous. I mean, I really do need to sort of trim that down a little bit. But especially now that we're moving into a caravan, I don't know I'm going to put it all. But
a caravan and a spare one just for the spices. Yeah.
It's just going to be full of barbecue rub, barbecue kit. The kids are going to have to... I'm going to have to get rid of most of the kids' clothes.
So you're going to have to get rid of the kids?
They'll have to go somewhere.
If I could palm them off on somebody, just to like have them sleep at their house for a while, then that'd be great. But no, I'll take that back. I don't mean that at all. I mean, the people who produce these rubs, like Steve Hayes and
Smoking Penguin, people like that.
Charlie and everybody involved in that side of the business, they spend a lot of time and a lot of money developing the flavour profiles on these things that, they're then obviously selling to us to make fabulous food with. I mean, I just couldn't... I've got all of Steve's rubs.
Have you got the new ones, like the makeup?
I haven't got his sauces, and I haven't got the Taste the Glitter ones yet. Say yet, because obviously that'll come... I like collecting.
I didn't even know he did sauces until the post the other day.
Yeah, I've not tried the sauces yet, but they're on my list as well. My ever-increasing list.
They look cool. They sounded epic.
Well, the rubs that I've got for us already are just amazing. I mean, Daisy, my eldest, she's 7. She's practically addicted to Dirty Gold. She has that on her chips. She loves it on everything. Because there's very little heat behind it, and it's nice and sweet, but it's full of flavour. She's a bit of a hot sauce addict though as well, which is another thing. She has hot sauce on everything. But for the baby as well, that Dirty Gold, we use a lot of that. But no, he's got some fantastic products. But then there's the Quiet Waters rubs
John
as well. Yeah, I've got a beef one, a grass-fed beef rub that I still need to use. I don't tend to cook a lot of beef, I'll be honest. When I do, it tends to be as a weekend.
Yeah.
When we're having a roast, I like to have a roast every Sunday, and have us all sit down and eat together, because obviously Dan works a lot and sometimes doesn't get in till late, so sometimes we do have a bit of a staggered meal time. The kids will eat and then we'll eat together later on. But no, that's John's got some nice ones as well, some nice rubs, and the Angus and Oik sauces, they're amazing.
I won a competition the other day.
You do?
Yeah, I won an Angus Oik
First thing you've ever won.
I saw that, Dan, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got the new range of sausages.
I didn't even know. Scott messaged me. Scott Fraser messaged me on my inbox saying, can you send me your address? And I was like, what for? And he was like, you won the competition. And I was like, wicked, awesome. So I sent him across, and then I looked on my... Do you know, like you get like notifications, and I had a notification. I just didn't look at it, didn't open it, and I opened it up, and it was I'd won with a few others, won some sausages. So I can't wait to try them out.
They're going to be awesome. Yeah, I've been speaking to Scott a lot. There's a lot of conversations that go on behind the scenes of these forums with people, and people will message me asking me questions and telling me that they've tried a recipe, and I've been chatting to Scott recently about the Angus and Oink stuff. All their products and the new sausage range. So yeah, there's a lot of chat goes on behind the scenes with people, and it's great because you get to know people, and I can't wait for Grillstock. I actually get to speak to people in person.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. Going to be a good one. And I'm there Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday, so it should
so we're flying down on the Friday, and flying back on the Sunday night. So it'll be great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen on your website you've got a potato dog recipe.
Oh my!
The other day when we went up to see Marcus, and we went to his house, and I've got a bit of it's like a guilty pleasure, I guess, that we used to, when I used to work at a previous job with my friend Jake, who's also into barbecue.
We don't want to hear about your
We
chicken
used
career.
to we used to be able to get these potato dogs from just like a little corner shop, and they made them themselves in there, and they were like really awesome. I'd never heard of it or seen it anywhere before. And then we were on the way to Marcus's house, and in the petrol station they had potato dogs there, and it definitely wasn't a great one, but I was just like, yes, potato dog. And I went into Marcus's house, and he was like, do you want a bacon sandwich or anything? I was like, no, I've just had a potato dog. And he was like, what's a potato dog? Now I've just seen the recipe on your website.
They are so good. I mean, ridiculously good.
Yeah,
but
I'm definitely going to be doing some potato dogs now.
Was it like a US sort of corn dog sort of thing? Or?
I've never had a corn dog, but I'd imagine, I think the corn dogs are it's corn batter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep fried. Well, these are deep fried as well, but this is more like a hash brown covering the dog.
Yeah.
So you wrap it in the potato mixture, and then deep fry it. You could batter it as well. That'd make it super Scottish.
Yeah, I was going to say, they just
Batter.
deep fry everything, batter everything. What a pizza, let's deep fry it.
Yeah, my cousin had a deep fried pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never indulged in that. But no, the potato dogs.
That's why when I heard you doing recipes, I was expecting everything to just be battered and deep fried.
Deep fried and battered.
I'll cook these tuna steaks on the grill, then battered and then deep fried them.
We've only lived up here for the last 15 years, so I've not quite got onto the deep fried Mars bars and stuff like that yet.
So
I've not really got.
When I was at Burnham on Saturday, I was cooking with Simon Dyer, and he did his southern fried chicken on the barbecue, and he uses like a vortex to get it up to really high temperature. I reckon you could probably cook these potato dogs using the same method.
You're probably right. I've actually got a blacksmith who's had the measurements for my vortex sitting with him for months. I need to chase that up, actually.
Yeah, get on it, because it was so good. It got so hot, and
this
chicken was just amazing. It's like definitely better than any fried chicken I'd ever had before.
I do a fried chicken. It's not made it to the website yet. I need to write the recipe down, and that's really good as well. It's far better than going to a fast food outlet.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can say it, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are other southern fried chickens available.
There are other fried chickens available, but
Simon's is better.
Yeah, but Simon's is better. And so is Kelly's.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I just love cooking. Yeah. I love cooking. I love eating more, actually. I'm a bit of a glutton.
Yeah, well, I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like, if you can't really love cooking if you don't love eating, I think it comes part and part, doesn't it? You're like, you want to cook lush food because ultimately you want to eat lush food.
I can't cook quick enough. I just enjoy eating.
Yeah, me too.
We need like a snack to keep us going while we're waiting for the thing we're actually cooking.
Well, I forgot you were ringing today, and I was actually in the middle of preparing all my chicken lollipops for tonight, because we've got family coming over. They've come up from England for a couple of days, so I've got a barbecue tonight. Wow, the weather's fabulous. So I was in the middle of doing that. And then I remember my daughter had an optician's appointment this week, and I flicked over the page of the diary and I thought, oh no, they're ringing today. So it actually meant that I didn't get nervous. I didn't have time to get nervous.
Yeah.
Because you literally rang.
We've been known to just ring people randomly on the wrong date anyway.
That was James, wasn't it? From Smokewood Shack.
Yeah.
Must mention James as well. I get all my wood from James. I get all my smoking wood from him. Great product.
Yeah, it's great stuff, isn't it? I'm using it all the time. I keep cooking with grapevine at the moment, trying that out because I'd never used it before.
I've not tried that yet.
Yeah,
is it
really
good?
Yeah,
do you like
it's really
it?
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, a friend of mine just messaged me yesterday saying that they last year cut down a load of grapevine in their garden. And did I want it? So I've got to go and pick that up later.
Oh yeah, grab it.
So I don't know what
I'll take it. You'll have to season it, will you? Like any other.
He said he put it down last year and it's been drying out for a year, but I don't know how long it needs to dry out for. I'm not an expert at that.
Yeah, about a year.
Probably right.
About a year.
I reckon that's
get on
probably about done.
Yeah, about 6 months to. I like oak 6 to 12 months. Yeah, I mean you'll be fine about that as long as it's been sort of aired out. You want it to be outside, covered, away from the rain.
Greenhouse, I think.
As long as it's got good airflow, you should be all right. That's all you really want for your wood. You want a good airflow and just basically an overhang to keep it from being rained on, and you'll have some great wood.
Yeah, lucky thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and get that. Might bring you some in tomorrow.
Where? Oh, thank God! I'm about to ask you for the address so I could try and steal it, but that's all right. You're gonna bring me in some.
What's next on your shopping list then for barbecues?
There's so many things. I'm having to sort of stop buying for the time being, just until I get onto site with this caravan and see how much space I've got. Because I don't know where I'm going to keep everything.
Just have to get a shed.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Which you could turn into a smoker.
Smokehouse.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my UDS. I've got my kettle. I mean, now I've got the grills that I've got. I don't actually feel that I need any other barbecue. However, it doesn't mean I won't get any more barbecues. You know what I mean? I don't have a bullet smoker.
Definitely need one of those.
Yeah, well, I went straight for a UDS instead, which I absolutely love, and it's so easy to use. And I kind of know it back to front now, but I feel like, that I have to then learn how to smoke on a bullet smoker.
Ty and Ian say they listen to, or they sponsor the show from ProQ, and they say they listen, so this will be a test here. Give Kelly a message, as she would like to find out more about bullet smokers and the wizardry involved with using them.
Wizardry involved, yeah. No, I would love a bullet smoker at some point, because, like you said, I like the ProQs actually for the way that you can. It's dead versatile, isn't it? You can take the stacks off.
Yeah, that's why we love it so much.
Yeah.
You can just do so much with it. It can be everything you want it to be, doesn't it?
I liked watching you, Dan, and the guys cooking on them on the
British barbecue off.
Yeah. But that was great watching cook on them.
That's awesome.
I love Weber, but I mean, I'm not somebody who will only buy Weber. Because I think what barbecue for me is cooking the food that you love in the method that suits you best, that works best for you. And I love all the grills that I've got at the moment. There's something for every single occasion. I've got my little, portable ones like the Furos, and take that down the beach, and the Go Anywhere is great as well. And yeah, I think probably a bullet next.
I just got myself an uni.
Oh, have you? Oh, yeah. No, in fact, that's on my shopping list. I told Dan that's on the shopping list. Yeah, I've been seeing you doing your pizzas the last couple of days, and they look amazing.
Yeah, it's been wicked.
Dan wants a wood-fired oven in the kitchen, an indoor one, a big wood-fired oven actually built into the house. But I think those unis look fabulous.
Yeah, well, honestly, like I've already talked about, a couple of weeks ago we were up at Marcus's and having a bit of a cook, and he has one, and a guy called Toby was there who's selling them at the moment, and Chris was there from the forum as well.
The pizza guy.
Yeah, and honestly, like I had like 5 minutes on it, and I was like sold. I was so excited to get home and just order it. I was like, yeah, it's epic.
It looks awesome because we do. I mean, I've got the kettle attachment I've got the pizza Weber attachment for the kettle.
Yeah.
And that's great, but I find it just doesn't get screaming hot enough for getting that leoparding on the bottom of the dough that you've been getting from the uni. It's great. It's a great attachment, and we use it all the time. The kids love pizza, and we love making their own pizza. But no, a dedicated pizza oven is next on the list, I think.
Awesome. Well, again, we're going to test out our listeners now. Toby Butler, you've heard her ask for one. Give her a message.
No, don't do that. That's dead cheeky. No, but I've seen the Rockbox one, and I've seen the uni, and I've seen loads of people cooking on the uni and the stuff that's been coming out of it, not just pizza, and it does look amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that you can get it going in 10 minutes is a real sort of selling point.
And you bang out pizzas 60 seconds, honestly. 60 seconds, you've got yourself a pizza. And
that's great, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's great fun as well. With the girls, you get them making their own little pizzas and
Daisy
chucking them in. 60
Yeah.
seconds, they got their pizza out, and they can eat it. And like, what better thing, what more could you ask for? I mean, it's epic.
Daisy, my eldest, when I say that we're having a pizza night, she just goes crazy. She loves it. She makes the sauce, and she'll get all the toppings. She's a pepperoni girl. She'll get all the toppings sorted out, and then she'll stand there and stretch the dough out for me. It's a real It's a real great thing for getting the kids involved. And Lily's a little bit young yet. She'd have mouthfuls of raw dough and stuff. But, she'll sit in a high chair and watch us do all that. But I think kids just, even as young as Lily's age, kids just watching you cook, I think it sort of programs them to be interested in it, I think, because I was always there in the kitchen with my mum and my gran, who was a massive inspiration so far as cooking goes. She was really the one that inspired me right from the beginning to cook. My mum, she's a great cooker. She's a really good cook. But
that's where most of us all get our inspiration from, is our parents growing up, isn't it? I think that's where, when you speak to a lot of people, when do they where did their love for barbecue begin? And it always goes back to those memories of being outside with their dad or their mum at the barbecue and cooking, or even just like going back to, well, I grew up in the kitchen with my mum watching her cook, like you just said, and
love it.
And it's just where most of us get our love for cooking from, is from our parents. So I'm sure the girls will grow up loving food and be happy in the kitchen. I just thought you did a roasted tomato recipe. I'm gonna have to give that a go for a base for pizza. That might be quite nice.
Oh, the roasted tomato puree.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much flavour in that.
I might even mix that. You did a garlic one and a tomato
I did a
one.
Roast garlic. I tend to always have it in the fridge. I'll do batches of it, and it's really easy to make. Literally, if you have I get loads and loads of punnets of tomatoes. Daisy loves tomatoes, and I love tomatoes as well. When they just start going that little bit too soft for sticking in a salad or doing anything else with, I either stuff them in the top of focaccia and bake it in the oven, or I just throw them in a roasting tray, stick them in the oven for half an hour or a little bit longer until they're really roasted, starting to go a little bit blackened on top, and then just whiz them in the, I've got a Vitamix, I whiz it up in that, and it's just so full of flavour when you roast them. And I suppose like sun-dried tomatoes, isn't it? The flavour just intensifies.
To imagine that on like a pizza base, like a little flatbread almost, and not even great. just chuck that on there.
That'd be really great. Mixed with a little bit of the roasted garlic puree as well.
Yeah.
Nice big pinch of molten salt on the top and some fresh herbs.
And you're off. That's it.
I'm going to have to do that on the weekend as well now. Yeah.
That'd be lush, wouldn't it?
It's brilliant. That it's a great thing to just have in the fridge, and it's great for like a base for marinades and stuff like that, or pastes for doing kebabs or chicken and anything really.
The Kelly kebab, as we've.
The Kelly kebab, yeah. I actually use it in that recipe. The recipe on the website just says tomato puree and garlic, crushed garlic, but I do use the roasted garlic and the roasted tomato puree in that recipe, and it's
there you are, guys. The secret's out. Yeah. There's little top secret bits there.
People are sick of hearing about that kebab, honestly. They will be sick for that too.
Well, they're all still cooking it and eating it and enjoying it, so I don't think they are.
I'm really, really grateful for that, actually. It's a good recipe. If you've not tried it,
I have to give it a go.
Yeah.
I have to give it a go. The sumac chicken one looks great.
Oh,
sumac's
my
a
new
flavour.
favourite thing.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like a real in Iranian cooking. It's like you have it without everything. It's in like every single Iranian recipe. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
I have to pick your brains about the Iranian street food and ingredients and recipes and stuff like that, because it fascinates me. Absolutely fascinates me.
Yeah, cool. We'll get together and chat about that sometime.
Definitely.
That'd be awesome. Right, we are at the hour mark. I'm going to have to step in. We are.
Wow.
59 minutes and counting.
Good
so I'm going to have to.
So fast.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking barbecue, it always does. So thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely epic.
I've loved it. It's brilliant.
Could you just tell everyone where they can find you on the social medias, please?
Yeah, I will. Thanks. I've got the Facebook page, which doubles up with the blog, which is Dreaming of a Good Life, UK Food and Barbecue. That's on Facebook. I've got the blog, which is Dreaming of a Good Life, but you'll find that at dreamingoftgl.com. I'm on Twitter. I have to remind myself of my Twitter handle now, at Dreaming of TGL, and on Instagram, Dreaming of TGL as well. I think
awesome.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, follow, guys. Check her out.
Oh,
cool.
Thanks.
And thanks for being on today's show, Kelly.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We've recorded yet another awesome podcast to get you over hump day. As always, we've been brought to you by ProQ BBQ Gourmet and Smokewood Shack, our awesome sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with top-notch service, free advice from beginners to pitmasters. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you're thinking about buying your first smoker or looking to upgrade or even looking to pick up some epic accessories, check them out over at Max Barbecue. BBQ Gourmet is devoted to promoting real barbecue and supplying the UK and Europe with top-notch championship-winning barbecue rubs, sauces, marinades and accessories from the United States and around the world. You can find them on Twitter and online under BBQ Gourmet. Regardless of how you cook, whether it's on charcoal, wood, gas or electric, the real taste of summer can be yours all year round. And finally, Smokewood Shack delivers quality smoking woods every time. They provide the smoky goodness, you provide the talent. So if you're looking for any smoking wood chunks, dust, chips or planks, then head over to smokewoodshack.com. You can find them on Twitter at Smokewood Shack. So it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
See you next time.
Ciao.
Cheers.